A good life is when you assume nothing, do more, need less, smile often, dream big, and realize how blessed you are. My name is Ashish Adhikari. I'm the founder of Redwood Coffee. We are gathered here for two reasons. One, we wanted to celebrate the opening of this store, and we feel that we are on the threshold of a new chapter in our business, and we wanted to bring all our friends and family together and celebrate this moment. And second is also to make believers out of some of them, to really come together in the days to come. The challenges we face are very unique and distinct to Nepal. Load shedding, strike, earthquakes, economic blockades, corruption. The list is long. I don't have to talk about that. The fact that we've been open for 1,350 days, that's 85% efficiency in a country like Nepal for 4 years, I think that really makes us proud and makes me very proud of my team as well. And we started in December 2012, and relentlessly we've been trying our best to deliver value to our customers from 7 a.m. in the morning to 10 p.m. in the evening. And we've become masters of problem solving and solving unpredictable setbacks. So I think looking forward, we're a great team and we're excited about it. Let's take that number higher. When I opened shop number one with two of my employees back in 2012, we used to do maybe 20-25 cups a day, and we would just sit around, talk about maybe if we do 100 cups, it would be so great. And I remember some of the people are here in this room that I'm talking about. And 6 months later, we were there. We started doing 100 cups, and we were like, what next? And it kept going. And in 5 years, we've tried our best to resource the best coffee available in Nepal, grown locally and produced by Nepali people. And we've sold over almost 250,000 cups of coffee based drinks in the last 4 years out of the 2 outlets. With the 4 outlets, we intend to double this number in half the time. Kabre, Lalitpur, Kaski, Nuwakot, Sanja, and the mecca of coffee, Palpa, are some of the districts that we have sourced our coffee from, helping farmers increase the size of the domestic market, pay wages to cherry pickers, laborers, pay wages for the processors, roasters, and also our staff. This person in the picture is Mr. Gangadhar Adhikari from Nirmal Pokhari, Kaski. He has been a coffee farmer for less than a decade now, and he only started with 50 plants, but he was very skeptical about whether this was going to pay off or not. And I visited him last season, right before the harvesting was over. I just wanted to see if we are making any kind of impact to these people. I just made a short trip to Sangha and Kaski. And when I visited him, that I really heard something very positive from him, which is he wanted to scale up his production, take it to 150, 200 plants now, because he said that this year he was able to pay his children's education with the money that he made from coffee. So it really makes sense when we drink coffee here, somebody like Gangadhar is able to pay for his daughter's college and his son's education. It's going to be proud. And Pravina and I are true hustlers. Yeah. I remember we had some really busy days, and Praveen would do everything from making coffee, washing dishes with me, taking orders, and even sales in the first few months of the business. And we got a great opportunity. One of my friends called in and he was like, can you supply me with 40 sandwiches at 8 a.m. in the morning? I have this event in my office or something. And the first person I looked up to is Praveen, and I said, bhai, garna sakincha? And the answer he gave me is, tai garne. He just said that we'll do it. And that's the attitude that he's had with me from day one. We'll do it. And we did it. I picked him up from Chabil Chowk at 5 a.m. in the morning. We picked up all the ingredients like the bread, the sandwiches, everything. He made the sandwiches, I packed it up, and those were the days I enjoyed most, and I want to thank Praveen for that. Today we have almost 60 people with us, and we have the most energetic and young team that is working with us. When 2 years ago, when Tom visited us 2 years ago, he said that we only had 1 girl in the team. And I said I would change that number. And today we have 25 young girls working for us and 35 young men working for us. We have also collaborated with social organizations like Young Thinkers Society, Mighty Nepal, The success stories coming out of these partnerships are two really important stories that I want to share with you. Two high-risk human trafficking girls. If you've ever had Momo in the last 6 months in Redmond, the girls make the Momo, and they're actually working with us, they're training with us, and hopefully they'll have a better life than they were facing earlier. And also the promises the training that we gave to people from YTS, people like Praveen, Ujala, Manil, Madhu, Abhinay. These are some of our store leaders in the future, and it gives me great pleasure to introduce these guys to you. When we started, we had a 24-seater, 500 square foot cafe in Thaptali. Now we occupy 7,500 square foot of the 4 best locations in Kathmandu. We opened up Redmond Gaidara on November 26, 2016. In addition, we opened for business here in the New Baneshwar outlet on February 14, 2017. We strive to reach out to the youth, to the generation next, and inspire them with our story. We want these 4 locations to become the hangout place for artists, for freelancers, the geeks, the coders, the entrepreneurs, and the collaborators to meet, celebrate, and get some work done here. And moreover, a special hangout for all my fellow present and future Rockstar alumni. And the credit for the design, the team is not here. It goes to Pratyusha, Woodcraft Private Limited guys, and Ritesh, of course, for getting this project finished. A little bit late, but you know. And next, this is the most interesting story I have for the evening. I decided to take my partner Pravesh on a challenge. I wanted to just see what he was made up of. So I said, I'm going to 5,500 meters above sea level. Can you come with me? And he started bragging about it. And next thing I know, after 5 days, Pravesh started acting like a 12-year-old. And he was really bitchy, and he was naggy, and he didn't like the fact that he was there. But he stayed true to his nature, which is he's a hustler, and he's always looking for business. And as we walk up these mountains, I see that his shoelaces are open. He doesn't care if the shoelaces are open. He's going to trip over. This guy was in the mountains, but not really in the mountains. He was still here. And I remember we had a fight, and we broke up for an evening. He went out and he wanted to stay in a hotel where they had nice Wi-Fi and everything. And I wanted the more authentic experience, so I stayed in a homestay. He went to this nice big hotel. The next morning I meet him. This guy is beaming with excitement because he's like, we can open up a Redmond here, and I've made the deal, and he's just like, you know, he's just excited. And next thing I know, October 2016, we actually did open up a store in Manang, and the credit goes to Pravesh. Thank you. And some of the other achievements that I would like to highlight are that we wanted to disrupt the tea and coffee board a little bit because we had to fight with them for getting a membership as well, because they didn't believe that there should be a member from the market side. We kept telling them that we're close to selling a ton every year and you need to recognize us, and they were very skeptical. Sheetal was there in their office for 4 days giving them a dharna, and finally they gave us a membership. So we want to get in there, make some changes, make some policy changes, and access the best coffee before it leaves this country. And the other one is, they say that imitation is the greatest flattery, but in Nepal we didn't want to take a chance, so we got the trademark from the Department of Industries as well. So those are the 2 achievements that I would like to highlight. But it's not always been about gains and happiness and joy and excitement. We've also had some losses this year, and I personally went through a very difficult period of my Redmond career when Niranjan, is also a family member of mine, was diagnosed with leukemia, and we couldn't save him. We lost him in December. And just this past week, I got the news that even Deepak Dai passed away because of a stroke, the senior most member of our team. So I feel like a general who's lost 2 of his best men, and I want to dedicate these 2 stores and this event to their memory. They're the best we had. Now let's go back 2 years ago. And I want to talk about the day when I was in Amsterdam, and in the morning I was training Uchita and Ukraine to pitch that morning, because I was thinking that I didn't have to pitch, because that was the plan with Sana. And next thing I know, when I reach the room, Sana tells me, you're going to have to say something. And I was like, what do I say? I don't have anything to offer because we've already sort of made a deal and I have nothing to offer to the room full of investors. And she's like, you'll figure it out. And she just walked away. And I sat in that little corner in that room with my headphone on, and I tried to think with the headphone on, but it didn't come to me. And the time was there, and they called my name, and I had to walk up. I still didn't know what I was going to say. So I just walked up there, and as I started talking, she just said that skip the investment part. You just talk about your company and whatever you want to say. So I just kept going, and all the way in the middle, I got to a point where I started talking about my fellow entrepreneurs and the other companies that were pitching that day, and they looked all nervous, and I could relate to that. And as I talked, I got really very taken over by a big emotion that I never felt, and I felt I couldn't speak anymore. I choked, and one of the newspapers, I think Tom shared with me, wrote that about us, about me. Even Ram shook the room, with his story. Susan shook the room with his story. Everybody did. So my whole intention was to say that, we're open for business. We're small and medium enterprises from Nepal, but hey, this is a great opportunity. This is a historic moment for me personally, for the companies that are going to follow suit in the future. And I thought it was a very historic moment and a very important moment there. And I think it was going to open up a partnership between the best and the brightest Nepal has to offer, and some of the baby boomers that are looking at the millennials as potential people to work with. So I thought that this was a great, you guys knocked so many other doors out. And coffee shop, and just happy with what I was doing, but things changed really quickly and really fast. And thanks to Neeraj and some of the people in the community, I just started getting opportunities to speak at colleges and universities and social organizations, and even political parties invited me to talk to their people, and even embassies, the American embassy, the British embassy. All those things in the last 2 years kind of built up, and I got opportunity to kind of do whatever I could to talk about I was always the SME cheerleader. I was always talking about why don't we focus on the small guys, And it finally came to a pinnacle where I was invited and asked by Neeraj to attend a program organized by Samriddhi Foundation. And the Honorable Minister of Industries currently, Navindra Joshi, was there during the Global Entrepreneurship Week. And even though he was late there, he came and he made some commitment to some of the people that we were there. He said that he would work on getting the Challenge Fund initiated. This was set up a few years back as a fund for entrepreneurs from the government of Nepal, but it's never been activated. So he said that he would do something about it. And he also said that he would also work on getting the doing business report for Nepal better, make it look better, and make improvements in the entry and exit for foreign direct investments, and work towards clear regulations. And I didn't believe him, as usual, we're skeptics, we're Nepalese. But 6 weeks later, I got an email from Narottam sir, Narottam Aryal. I invited him here, I don't know if he's here. It said that you are invited to meet the Minister of Industries again, so that we could talk about, I think all of us were. I couldn't attend that meeting, but it was something that I hadn't experienced before, that a politician promised something and delivered it in 6 weeks. And we were invited to that meeting. I hope I can attend more meetings from that. And not just that, Navindra Joshi has been very proactive. We had the recent Nepal Investment Summit where 13.52 billion USD was pledged. But each of these events, I am always the cheerleader for the SMEs, like I said. And I keep saying, why don't we talk about the 20 to 100 job creators, the small ones, the guys that are doing 25 employees, 50 employees, 100 employees. We only talk about hydropower and big projects that always become newspaper headlines and never see the day of light. So I kept thinking that, that's a big number, but I think that trend has to change, and people have to look at SMEs very seriously, especially for some reason I'll talk about a little bit later. If you just look at India in the last 10 years, look at what startups have done in India last 10 years. You guys some of you are ready for this, right? I lost 4 kgs just thinking during the 90 days. So, good luck, guys. Yeah. And first thing is the bureaucracy. Yes, we know it. We live in a country where there is problems with that. But then there's always solutions. We are all problem solvers. There's always experts there that can help you. You can actually get guided through this. I went through probably the most hardest way for some of the guys that have been before me, but I think now it's better. You can get expertise from so many people. You can get help, so we can get over the bureaucratic things. Some of the challenges you will face is business growth. definitely your business is going to grow. You're going to have to learn things really quickly, really move fast, and that's definitely a challenge up ahead. The skill gaps, I started to see that, I had some skill gaps, and that actually creates jobs. So I had to find people that could fill those voids, and now it's probably created 2 or 3 more jobs because I was juggling so many things. Now I have other people taking care of it. That leadership, a lot of reading, from learning from other people, and of course, busy life. And since 2.5 years, I haven't had a chance to say thank you to my wife. She practically raised my son to 2.5 on her own. So a big round of applause for her. And one thing, a few weeks ago, I was in a program with Anil Shah, very famous banker of Nepal, and some other people for DFID had a talk show called the Heart Talk Show or something. And he mentioned, coined a term called the backward tsunami is coming. And I wanted to talk to you about that. He talks about these young people that have gone to Qatar and Malaysia and all these people. What happens when all these people are done with building other people's country? They're going to come back. We're going to have this backward tsunami of people that are going to be in this country, and then they're going to be jobless again. So what are we doing to change that? And we discussed about this in that panel, and that's why I feel that instead of just focusing on the big projects and the big things that don't take shape, if the government looked at, or all of us looked at this as something we contribute towards the aggregate problem solving, If we all create 20 jobs, I think we have enough people in this room that can create the next 1,000 jobs that these people can come and get. So I think we need to commit to that in this room today. And about politics as well, I think Ravindra Mishra should have stuck with just being the greatest journalist of Nepal and not opened up another political party. That's just my opinion, because I believe that Red Mud Coffee should do something about coffee, Smart Tech should do something about irrigation and roads, Buzzard Bricks and Ramdogs need to do something about building new building technologies in Nepal. I don't want to live in a concrete house anymore. Build me a mud house, and GBC should make us think 10 times before we buy a plastic furniture in the future. So I think we should focus on what we're doing and lead our own sectors. I believe that we can truly influence the environment we live in with our progress in business and our personal growth. And this platform tomorrow or day after is a platform that I wish all of you will utilize. I think this has been a week of investments with the investment summit and the demo day coming up. I wish all my fellow Rockstar people good luck for this demo day. Let's get some deals happening this week. And last but not the least, when I said every revolution starts in a coffee shop, it really truly does. I want to take this opportunity to thank Ritesh, Pravesh, Don, Bernard, One to Watch team, Rockstar family, Abhay, Anjan Dai, Neeraj Dai, the entire Red Mud family, and everybody that I didn't mention here. Every revolution starts in a coffee shop. Start yours. Thank you very much. One more thing. We have a champagne, and I would like Don to pop that.
Thank you. So this one's gonna be our last song, and I'd like to call Gobind on stage.